Shalom, shalom. Calling Yeshua. Welcome again to the Rock. Brothers, I think, one, don't get distracted by what's going on. I know I got multiple messages this morning asking me, did you hear about what Will Smith did to Chris Rock? And to me, it's just another distraction. Whether it was meaningful or not, just another distraction. I had to go and look up what happened. So a man slapped another man. He slapped him. That's just a lot right there. But just another distraction. Another distraction. Now everyone's talking about that. He talked about Will's wife. Who cares? They're actors. It was probably a staged event anyways. Because they act. They're getting awards for acting. So, anyways. The right for you to live is a right given to you by Yah. Stop letting and allowing other men to dictate to you how you should live. Yah already gives you the dictates, the mandates, the law. Stop allowing other people to come in and feed to you what they are living and then trying to make it what you are living. You know, for myself, you know, I follow the book plus nothing. That's it. What Yah says I have a right to do, I exercise it. I understand that it may go against the church, but Yah gave me the right to do it. I know it may go against, you know, because these same people that want to you, they want you to be under bondage to them, their church, their rules, their family rules, whatever. But these are the same people that will argue and fuss about freedom. So I'm a firm believer in you have a right to exist. You have a right to live. Are you living within Yah's law? Then you have a right to live. You have a right to expand your house. You have a right to grow your food. You have a right. And if you are living in areas that start infringing on your rights, then you should leave those areas. Yah gave us a law. Just like, for instance, I'm going to finish that thought, but for instance, if you live in a oppressive state like California, people tell you, get out of California, go to an area that's free. Right. Why? Because they are putting laws on you that are not constitutional. But the same way they're not constitutional, these churches and these groups will put laws on you that aren't biblical. They'll tell you that it's our custom. Well, then the state of California tells you it's their custom. This country tells you it's their custom to do certain things. We'll say, hey, don't listen to this country's customs, but listen to my customs. My customs have to run you or rule you. You have a right, brothers, within Yah's law. Now, there is a such thing as wisdom. You should use ample amounts of wisdom. You should seek wisdom. You should seek, the Bible says, before every endeavor, seek counsel. You should seek counsel. But the decision is yours. It's yours. And you should make decisions in wisdom. You should make decisions with counsel and knowledge and an understanding of what it is your end goal is, what your vision is. But there are a lot of brethren who are, you know, the messages continue to keep pouring in, and I bless y'all brothers for asking the questions, and y'all sisters for asking these questions. But I wonder why it is that y'all put yourself in bondage to rules and regulations that aren't Yah. The Pharisees did that. Created rules, made rules up for everybody else to follow. And most of those rules, they didn't even follow themselves. Those rules didn't apply to them because they were leadership. But the rules applied to you. And what Yeshua said about that. They bind these things on brothers' backs that they themselves won't even do. They themselves won't even carry. For them, it's always well, I already did that. I didn't see it. I don't know. You have a right to live. You have a right to pursue this life. You have people telling you, don't store food, don't do this. There's always somebody chirping in your ear. You have a right within Yah's law to pursue the things and to pursue the vision and to pursue the direction that Yah sent you, even if that means it's not my direction. Even if it means it's a direction that I wouldn't pursue. Even if it means it's a direction that, now obviously the Bible gives us laws, mandates. He says come out of her. There are those things that the Bible clearly states. You can't get around those things. But too many times it seems that we institute, and this is what we talk, me and my beloved brother Andre on the Disturbers of Israel channel, oftentimes. Get rid of these dogmas and all this religious crap. You better start living, because whether you live or not, whether you make do the provisions or not, the world's falling to crap. The world's going to shit. They're talking about food, insecurities, serious food insecurities. I mentioned famine. Nobody wanted to believe it, but it looks like something's coming. I'm not saying it's going to be a famine. I'm saying something's coming. And you're still expecting somebody else to make the decisions for you and your household, brothers. You don't understand why does your wife don't respect you. Because she's looking at you be emasculated as a man. She's looking at a man who she trusts and wants to trust and love be completely degraded and broken down. He can't make decisions for his household anymore. So then she starts trusting in the people that do make the decisions for her household. That's the government, that's the system, that's the church, that's your mama, your daddy, whoever's making your decisions, that's who she trusts. She don't trust you. Because you keep continually handing over your preeminence to other people. Your right to live, your right to make the decisions. Again, I'm not saying without counsel, without understanding, without wisdom. But like the book says, it's better to live your own life. It's in Ecclesiastes. Look it up. Look it up. Especially for those of you who are going to say, you're selfish. Okay? Whatever the hell you mean by that, because the book don't say that. That's not your opinion. And the Bible says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. So your opinion don't mean shit. But the Bible says, better is a simple life in a mean cottage than delicate fare in another man's house. You're better off living in your own little shack, on your own little piece of property, having your own preeminence, living your life, than to eat delicate, great foods, than to be esteemed and highly thought of, but you in another man's house. That's the book. The book plus nothing. So why is it that we are so willing to continue to turn around? I hear men say things like, well, I'm looking for another man to build my family. You're looking for another man, another grown man. You're a grown man, and you're looking for another grown man to build your family. Build it for you. You are turning over the authority of you building your house to another man. It's interesting. We turn over our ability to protect ourselves to the police. We turn our ability to eat food to the farmers and to everybody else who grows our food for us. We depend on the grocery store to buy it. We depend on everybody else to take care of us. When, in a lot of ways, we can talk about sisters all day long, brothers. Well, they on Section 8. They on this. They on that. A lot of you are living that same life. A lot of you have and live that same exact life. Everyone takes care of you. So next time, before you get on a sister, she's on Section 8. She on food stamps. Wow, I absolutely agree. That should not be a lifestyle. That should not be how they live. They should have a husband. I absolutely agree with that. Check yourself and ask yourself, are you dependent on the same system just in a slightly different way? Are you growing your food? Because if the government decides to stop growing food and stop trucking food, how are you going to eat? Huh? See, we can talk about other people. We make ourselves a hypocrite because we're just as dependent. That's why I decided to live my life, to shoot my shot at life, to serve Yah, keep His commandments, obey what He says, and allow His blessings to fall upon me. I build my own house. I protect my family. I grow my food. I build my physical house, I build my actual family, and I build my spiritual house. I teach my family. I go through the book. I wash my wives by the water of the word. I ain't letting nobody else wash my wives. The Bible tells me in Ephesians 5 to wash her by the water of the word. So I wash her, and I wash her, and I wash her by the water of the word. I don't let the pastor do it. See, at one point in time, we were actually men. We were actually men. Strong. We know how to get shit done. Now, the closest thing we get to manhood is watching it on television or a YouTube channel. That's the closest thing we get to it. So let me tell you, just because you run around with your AR-15 or AK-47 doesn't make you a man. Because if it did, then the hoods that I lived in were full of strong men who were raised by independent, single mothers who taught their children how to hold a gun, who taught their children how to fire that gun, but then teach them a damn thing about raising a family, taking care of a house, spiritually taking care of your family, providing for your family, protecting your family, nourishing and raising up your family, building your house. They'd be men because they're sagging their pants and they're wearing red or blue or orange or yellow or yellow and black or purple. But they're men because they got heat. Because they can follow the directions of the OGs. Shit. I'm going to get back to planting this row of potatoes before the sun goes all the way down. Bless y'all. Shalom.